Welcome to the #Attitudeshield podcast, the true mental operating script rewriting program designed for those looking for a change from within. No more hype or sugar-coated promises. This is to-the-point guidance on how to change the way we think to grab the life we always wanted. Are you ready for the change? Now your host, David L. Parker.
All right. Hello. Good morning. Welcome. Good evening. Good afternoon. Whenever it is you come and hanging out with me, I'm glad you're here. David L. Parker. Welcome to #Attitudeshield. Hey, this is all about rewriting that operating script up here in his head, because the bottom line is that the one we had, the ideas, the thought, the process we use right now could carry us to our ultimate dreams, our ultimate goals, our life, our success that we want. And if you know me at all, you know I don't like the word goals because I don't think it actually is a word that gives us any kind of power. But if the one we had could get us there, it would. But it hasn't. So we got to get it changed. We've got to get it changed. We have to figure out how to adjust it, how to add power back to it. Now, I've been doing a lot of thinking. I've been doing a lot of looking at things and trying to figure out some stuff that, yesterday I had an interesting long conversation with a 20-year-old in my life who, like many people, has people or parents in his life that don't give a shit. I get a little emotional when I think about it because, I made some pretty horrendous mistakes as a young father. I went through a couple divorces for reasons that now seem trivial. I guess once you get older in life, once your operating script changes a little bit, you start to realize that some of the things that seemed really important when you were young aren't. Things that seemed like they were things you had to have stop becoming them, right? And we're walking down the hill because we were talking. I'm up digging a hole for a septic tank so I can put 3 parking RV spots on the property so people who want to come visit and that have RVs can do it without having to be too far. Anyway, and he said, when you wake up in the morning, what do you do? What do you think about? Which nobody's ever really asked me that about, right? And I answered the question, but I didn't think about telling him something, because sometimes when we're younger, our operating script isn't ready for certain things that are going to come in life. We're just not ready. You just can't, not everything that you can see or do or hear or say should be handled by younger minds yet. But I was thinking that 3 morning habits can really set up the day for great success. Now, there's many more than just 3, but I just want to talk about 3. I want you to think that when you first get up, or when you're sometime in your quiet time of your day, and hey, I really highly recommend that you get quiet time of your day to reflect and consider. So many people get up, hit the shower, get their coffee, whatever it is they do, rush in to get dressed, hit the car, hit the commute, get to work, and there's no time to get anything going. If that's what you're doing, then go to bed a little earlier. And if you can't go to bed earlier, get up earlier. Figure it out. You need to take time for yourself. But 3 simple things to do in the morning. And they're going to be different, if you will. I want you to think about 3 different things every morning that is dear to you. Something you're grateful for. This morning was my wife, she's one of my 3 every morning. My grandsons and the friendships with people that I have. I don't know about you. I don't have a tremendous amount of people on my inner circle because I don't put up with negativity. I don't put up with a lot of things that a lot of folks put up with. So, you know, there's an old saying, and I think it's 100% true, that the more focused your vision is, the more laser direction you're going, the smaller your circle will be. It's 100% true. Anyway, those three things I'm grateful for. The other thing I try to do is I try to capture the vision of a person that I want to become. I visualize myself and where I want to be. I visualize myself in great shape, down all the pounds that I'm going to be. I visualize myself with the energy that I have now, plus energy I'm going to do. I visualize this specific scene in my eye. I close my eyes and I see it in high definition. I mean, I saw the long hair in high definition when I didn't have hair because I was in the Army. And I see where I want to be. I see the person that I want to be because, listen, if I can give you a piece of advice, here's one that's just dead on the money. Do not. Let me go this direction. In 2016, I was having a conversation with the warrant branch that was connected to my job in the Army Warrant Officer branch. And they were basically telling me to put my packet in and become a warrant officer. Now, I chose not to because I didn't want to do the 6 years. I was at 16 years. I planned on retiring at 20. I didn't want to do the 6 years that I would have owed the Army for that move. Funny thing is, life left me in the Army for 6.5 more years. So I could have taken that chance. I could have done the work. I could have made the move. And it would have changed my life in amazing ways inside that same time frame. So what I'm telling you, you know, Lord willing, 3 years from now, we're both still going to be here. Now, what are we going to do in those next 3 years? Are you going to go back to school and finish that degree? Are you going to paint that painting you want to paint? Are you going to write that book you wanted to write? Are you going to go and give forgiveness to people who hate you? What are you going to do? Because guess what? If you stay alive, the time is still going to pass. You're going to wake up the time right now from when you go, I don't want to do that because it takes too long. Life's going to take long anyway. You might as well just do it. Anyway, I can see in my mind where I want to be in 3-4 years in a high def. Again, I close my eyes and I think about it. But then the next step I do inside this one is I align my actions. I align my agenda. I align my focus for the day according to what I'm visualizing I'm going to be. You can manifest and visualize all you freaking want, but if you do exactly the same crap every single day, then you're just, fooling yourself. And then I pick a person. I pick a person that I care about. And I try to keep them on my mind and keep them close to my heart. If I can get a hold of them, I encourage them for the day. I just love them, no agenda. So 3 ways to start your morning, 3 things that get your morning going when you take your quiet time. Hold 3 things in your heart for 20, 30 seconds that are really important to you and feel grateful about them. Close your eyes and capture the vision of what you want to be in 2 or 3 years. And see it in high def, see it in 1080i, whatever it is nowadays, 4G, 5G, 90G, whatever. See it so clear in your mind. If you want to be a psychologist, I'm grabbing that for fun because I love psychology. Picture your office. Picture the doctor or the master's degree on the wall. Picture your desk. Picture it all. See it. See it so clearly in your mind that you can reach out and open the door. One of my favorite scenes in the movie Gladiator. Now, it's not the direction you think I'm going to go, but at the end when he's dying and he's walking forward in the arena, but in his mind, he's in this wonderful wheat field and he's reaching for the door to go in the door to see his family. He can see it. Now, of course, the message in the movie is that he's changed, he's transitioning over to the next life. But it's so clear that when somebody calls out to him on this side of the veil, he's caught off guard. What? Right? Get so defined in what you see, where you're going to be, who you are, where you're going, that this world actually sort of jolts you back, that you're like, wait, what? What happened? What I miss? Right? And then you must, part two of this one, you have to do something today. You have to align your actions, your thoughts, your plans accordingly. If you're going to be a doctor of psychology in 3 years, what are you doing today to make it happen? If you're going to be the best car salesman in your company every single month, what are you doing today to make it happen? If you're going to be a published author in 3 years, what are you doing today to align with that? What are you doing to get the right vibration, the right movement, the right connection, all of that moving forward? What are you doing? You have to align. And then, like I said, pick somebody in your circle, close to your circle, that you care about, and keep them on your heart all day. Try to remember to send them a message while you go to work. Now I want to talk about work. The next thing about your day is, if you understand a couple of small rules, this is going to help you. The first one is working hard for something that you do not care about, working in a job that you could give two craps less about, working to build somebody else's dream and just doing it to punch a paycheck, just to punch a time clock, just to get your 9 to 5 in, just to get the dollars to pay your bills, but there's no joy in there. There's no love. There's no excitement. That's just called stress. Paid stress. That's what it is. It's paid stress. You are exchanging your time for dollars. You have agreed, I will give you 1 hour of my life for this much money. That's what you've done. It's normal. It works. The system works. It's just not designed to make it to where you can stop exchanging. You can go 0 hours and get the dollars. That's the break there. It's going to be a 1 hour for an amount forever. You don't even think about retirement anymore. Who offers retirement? Anyway, when you do that, that's just stress. And it's the stress of some boss you don't like. It's stress of wearing clothes you don't like. It's stress of going to a place you don't like. But you're doing it in exchange for the money. And the money pays the bills, and the bills keeps the roof over the head. And the money pays the bills to keep the electricity on and feeds the children. And I didn't say you had a choice, or do you? I've talked about this in the past, but a lot of people watch TV. Look it up with yourself. Get out of the computer and type away. Average person. Here, I'll do it again. I haven't done it in a while. Let's make sure that I haven't lost my mind. I mean, we know I've lost my mind, but let's make sure we haven't completely lost it. Let's go here. Average amount of time people watch TV. Average amount of time that people watch TV. The viewing country, how many hours a week does a person watch TV? According to AC Nielsen, the average American watches more than 4 hours of TV each day, or 28 hours a week. That's 2 months of watching TV per year. In 65 years, guys, that's 9 years of your life in front of a TV set. You don't have time to do something on the side. You don't have time to come up with a second way to make other money. You don't have time to find a way to no longer have to have this one for this one. You can get this one for this one. That's all stress. Now, work hard for something that you love. Work hard for something that turns you on. Work hard for something that makes sense to you. Excuse me. Work hard for something that makes you smile. Get up with a pep in your step and hit the door looking for more. That's passion. It's love. That's what you're made for. Now, there are plenty of people out there that say, don't chase your passion. I get it. Chase the money. Well, if that's what you want to do, I'm not going to tell you you're wrong. I'm just going to tell you that there are plenty of people out there with a lot of money that aren't very happy. Right? And then, so we figured out 3 little habits in the morning, 3 small steps to get our day going. We talked about work. Either work is stress or work is passion. That's all there is to it. Now, let's talk a little bit about trust here for the last few minutes, shall we? Or we'll see where it goes. Let's just riff. See, everyone talks about how hard it is to trust people after you've been hurt. You know, I've been hurt, and I've caused hurt. You've been hurt, you've caused hurt. What people don't talk about, and this is part of that chatting with that 21-year-old yesterday, is that nobody ever talks about how hard it is to trust yourself when you've had your gut instincts and convictions skillfully undermined by somebody. You know, there's so many people out there that just don't realize that when you're 20, 6 months from now, you're a completely different person. 6 months from then, you're another person. So you become 2 different people in 1 year, from 20 to 21. And this is going to keep happening for the next 5 years when you're that age. That's why I find it when people make fun of millennials or call them millennials. How about you just call them a younger person? That they're so this or that. Well, of course they are. Every 6 months, they're a different person. Every 6 months, they're evolving. Every 6 months, they're changing. They're literally a different psychic. Their brain is completely rewiring itself. With teenagers, there's hundreds of thousands of connections, and the ones that they use survive and the ones they don't wither and die. In our 20s and in our early 20s and mid-20s, we change so fast. And everything seems so permanent. It's one of the frustrations of being in your 20s. I'm in love. It's going to last forever. She broke my heart. In the same breath, yesterday I'm sitting out on my porch, okay? It's Father's Day, having steak, enjoying myself, hanging out with my family, good piece of my family. And I'm talking to the young man, and he says, well, you know, I said, well, you two broke it off. He goes, yeah, we needed to take a break. And I'm like, a break? How long was the break? And he's him-hawing around, see, because everything's so long now. At that age, everything takes forever. They called it quits for 2 days and act like they took a break to reevaluate their relationship. But see, the problem is that he's had skillful people undermine his ability, his convictions. So now he thinks he's actually following some convictions when it's actually the opposite. He's being driven. And when we see this, when you see this, everybody, when we see this in our children, when we see this in people, it's because, you know what? The universe is going to give them the exact same lessons that they gave us. It's the way it works. We all go through some similar stuff. It's just different versions. And you and I have to go through the same lessons that are, again, different versions until you master it. You know, we make fun of people that have multiple divorces. Why? We make fun of people who try something over and over and over again and fail. Why? They're going through the same lesson, just a different version, trying to master something. You know what I wish that we could actually go through over and over again and try to master? How about that first chance at that first love? How about the first chance of being a good parent? What about those of us who struggled as a parent? Wouldn't you like to be able to go back and try that again? Wouldn't you like to make some different decisions? Now, you're going to be held accountable for the decisions you made for a long time. So understanding that everybody is going to go through lessons over and over again until they master it, understanding that that lesson is going to pass on to the next person, and they're going to have to go through that lesson over and over until they master it, is one of the single most important laws you can learn in the nature of our reality. You see, everything else builds upon this rule, that you're going to go through the same stuff over and over again until you master it. And once you master it, you're going to build it. You've heard the comment, brick by brick, precept by precept. You've heard the we learn step by step, word for word. Well, that's because we have to do the same brick or words over and over again until we master it. Now, there's no way around this. It doesn't just stop. Everything else builds upon this, but everything builds upon your operating script. What you say to you, how you talk to you, everything builds on that. Everything builds on that. And on that, I'll talk to you next time.
You've been listening to Attitudeshield, your double dose of espresso for your attitude. Check us out on Facebook and on the web at www.attitudeshield.com. Again, thanks for spending this time with us. Between now and when we talk again, keep those shields up, eyes on the target, and always be moving towards your dreams.